What we're going to do first is we're going to come into our comfortable seated position. I also didn't introduce myself. I'm Lindsay, if you're new. I do work for the district. I am sustainable wellness coach, and I work for the Northeast region. Okay, so now we're going to come into a comfortable seated position, whatever that looks like for you, crisscross or half lotus, full lotus, whatever calls to you today. We're just going to settle in and really feel yourself kind of connect with the ground. Just feel your way into the space, onto your yoga mat. Maybe be intentional about anything you don't want to bring with you into your practice, either emotionally or mentally. If there's anything you want to leave out of your space, you can just go ahead and intentionally leave it outside the room or off your mat. We're going to go ahead and start with our breath to bring us into our practice. So today we're going to do the 4-count box breath, which many of you have already done. But I'll lead you through it. So when you breathe in, you're going to breathe in for a count of 4. You're going to hold at the top of that breath for a count of 4. You're going to breathe out for a count of 4, and then you're going to hold at the bottom of that breath for a count of 4. We'll go ahead and try it. So here we go. Breathing in, 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4, breathe out. 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4, breathe in. 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4, breathe out. 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4, breathe in. 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4, breathe out. 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4. Continue on your own 4-count breath. When you finish that final 4-count hold at the bottom of that breath, you can return your breath to its normal breathing pattern. You can close down your eyes or focus downward at the floor. And let's just take a mindful moment to notice how we're feeling in our body. So first with our body, just notice, maybe scan from your feet all the way up to your head. Notice any areas that might need a little extra love and attention today as we do our yoga practice. Oftentimes, just bringing awareness to these areas allows us to work through them during our yoga practice. So just take a moment to notice our body and how we're feeling today. And maybe take a moment to notice any emotions you might be feeling today. Noticing what emotions might be running through you. We're not trying to change or judge or fix any of these emotions. We're just allowing them to be a part of our being today. Just noticing and allowing. And then last, just begin to notice your mental space. Notice what thoughts are running through your mind. And again, we're not trying to attach or judge or change, just allowing those thoughts to flow in and out of our mind space, allowing them to be a part of our being today. And taking a nice big deep breath in and a full breath out. Opening your eyes, you're turning your gaze back to the screen. We'll go ahead and get started with our warm up. And our warm up is going to be a little different this quarter. So we're going to try some different things, but it's always going to start with our shoulder rolls because those are my favorite. So you got to come along with me on that adventure. So breathing in, you're going to shrug your shoulders up, and breathing out, you're going to roll them back. So just your shoulders are moving in these large shoulder circles, warming up our shoulder joints. We use that a lot in our yoga practice. Our shoulders and our hips. And then pausing and reversing your direction. So shrugging up and rolling your shoulders forward. So breathing in as you shrug up and breathing out as you roll forward. And then one last roll. And bring your shoulders back down to neutral. You're going to clasp your hands behind your back and kind of pull them down towards the mat, pinching your shoulder blades together. And very, very slowly, I'm having trouble talking today, very slowly, you're going to bring your left ear towards your left shoulder. You don't want to overstretch your neck. You just want like a nice, gentle tugging in your neck muscles. You can very easily overdo the tiny neck muscles in your neck. And just maybe bringing some breath into that side of your neck and into your shoulders. And then bringing your head back up to center. And then slowly bringing your right ear towards your right shoulder, very gently. Using your breath, breathing in to that left side of your neck and your shoulder. And then bring your head back up to center. And very slowly, you're going to begin to look up towards the ceiling. And if you want, you could arch your back just slightly. Only look up as far. You feel just a nice, gentle stretch in the front of your throat. Use your breath to open the front of your throat. And your shoulder blades down. And very gently bring your head back up to center. Take a moment, release your hands, and then you're going to walk your hands forward into a forward fold over your crossed legs. And bring your forehead down towards the mat. And just kind of sink into a forward fold here, opening up the back of your, opening up your lower back, the back of your hips, a little bit more into the armpits and shoulders. You can really let that forehead dip down towards the mat. Slowly begin to move your hands back towards your legs, sitting up. Oh, we're still in our seated position. We're still in the seated position. Take a nice big deep breath. Raise your arms up above your head. And then as you breathe out, you're going to twist over to the right, bringing one hand in front and one hand behind. And you're going to pause here for a few breath cycles. Breathing in and out. Maybe seeing if you can go a bit deeper with your out breath. Nice big deep breath in. Bring your hands above your head. Return to center. And as you breathe out, twist over to the left. One hand in front, one hand behind. And hold here just a few breath cycles. Nice big deep breath in. Raise your arms above your head. And as you breathe out, bring your arms back down to your sides. You're going to take your left foot and you're going to kind of cradle it in your arms. You're almost like a baby. You're just going to kind of rock side to side. You're going to open up that hip just a little bit. It's like you're rocking a puppy or a baby or anything that needs to be rocked. You can even, as you're rocking, move that right hand to your foot and give yourself a little bit of a foot massage, kind of opening up the ball of your foot wherever you need. It's kind of like patting your head and rubbing your belly to massage your foot as you rock back and forth. That's a little bit of a, yeah, think about that one. All right, release that leg down. Bring your other leg up, cradle it, rock it from side to side. And massage that foot if you like. And then release that leg. You're going to meet me in your tabletop position. Your knees come under your hips, your wrists come under your shoulders. We're going to extend our right leg out behind us. We're going to pull our knee in and we're going to pull it, our nose and our knee together, like towards each other. And then we're going to stretch out. And then we're going to pull our knee and our nose towards each other again. And then extend. So we breathe out as we bring our knee and nose together. And we breathe in as we stretch out. And then breathe out as you come back in. Continue your own pace. A few more. Last one. Turn your right knee down to the mat, switch sides. Your left breathing in, your left leg extends out. And then as you breathe out, you're going to bring your knee and your nose together. Breathe in, extend. Breathing out, bring together. Continue at your own pace. Just a couple more. Last one. Turn that left knee back down to the mat. Coming up into your thunderbolt position, so your knees are together. I'm sorry, yeah, your legs are together. Your bottom is up off of the ground. You're going to take your left leg and you're going to bring it out straight out to the side. You're making this triangle with your leg. You're going to bring your right hand down in front of that right leg. And then you're going to lift your left arm up towards the sky and your gaze follows, looking up towards the ceiling. Using your breath, directing it into any place that feels tense or tight. And then bring that left arm down. Bring that left leg in towards your right. Bring your right leg out to the side, making that triangle again with your legs. Your left hand comes in front of your left knee, and your right arm comes up towards the sky, and your gaze follows. And again, using your breath, taking nice big deep breaths into any area you feel tight or tense. Bring your right hand back down. Bring your right leg in towards your left. Plant your hands down on the ground. You're going to bring your feet to the mat. You're kind of in this low squat position, and you're just very slowly going to straighten your legs and begin to roll your spine up very slowly. Shoulders roll, and last your head until you're in an upright position. So for our vinyasa, for our salutation today, we are actually going to try a palm tree salutation or palm tree salute. It's a little bit different than our sun salute. So we're going to try it out, see what you guys think. You're going to bring your feet together. Stick your legs together, hands down at your sides. Clasp your hands together. Bring your hands up above your head. Flip your palms towards the sky. Reach up towards the sky. On your next in-breath, you're going to lean over to the right. And as you breathe out, you're going to come back to center. And then on your next in-breath, you're going to lean over to the left. And then as you breathe out, you're going to come back to center. Breathing in, you're going to twist to the right. Breathing out, back to center. Breathing in, twist to the left. And come back to center. You're going to open your arms out wide, flip your palms to the ceiling. Your next in-breath, you're going to twist to the right. And your out-breath to center. In-breath, twist to the left. And out-breath, back to center. Clasp your hands up towards the ceiling. Flip your palms. Nice big deep breath in. As you breathe out, straight back, reach your arms forward, pausing when your arms are pushing out towards that front wall, pulling your butt back towards the back of the room. Opening your arms out to center. And then as you breathe out, bringing them back, palms to meet, and then rising back up. Bring your hands to heart center. You're going to fold all the way forward, hands to the ground or to your shins. You can bend your knees. Sweep your arms out to the side, rise back up, hands to the ceiling. Sweep your arms behind you, clasp your hands behind you. Arch your back slightly, look up. And as you breathe out, come back to center. Nice big deep breath in. And as you breathe out, fold forward. Keeping your hands clasped together. And then breathing in, rise back up. You can bring your hands to upside down prayer pose or right side up prayer pose behind your back, your choice. And again, you're going to look up, arch your back just slightly as you breathe in. Breathing out, come back to center. Breathing in, twist to the right. Breathing out, back to center. Breathing in, twist to the left. And back to center. Nice big deep breath in. And as you breathe out, fold forward. Breathing in, rise back up. And release your hands to your side. That is our palm tree salutation. So just take a mindful moment here before we start our flow. See how your body feels now. So we're going to start in our wide-legged stance. Your toes kind of point out. So you're facing the long edge of the mat. Your toes kind of point out towards those top corners of your mat. Go as wide as you feel comfortable, but not too wide that you're going to fall over. Nice big deep breath in. Your arms come up and out to the side. And as you breathe out, bend your knees, point your fingers to the sky, and squat down for goddess pose. Hold here for a breath cycle. Coming back up. Take a deep breath in, arms come out to the side. And as you breathe out, fingers point to the ceiling, squat down. And then as you breathe in, come up, arms come out to the side. You're going to point your left toes towards that short edge of your mat. You might want to widen your stance a little bit for warrior two here. So your back foot is parallel to the back edge of your mat. Your left foot is pointing towards the short edge of your mat. Your arms are still out to the side. Your shoulders are down. Your gaze is out over your left hand. We're going to pause here for a moment, just finding our way into our warrior two. Bring your belly in towards your spine, the crown of your head up towards the ceiling. The energy move through our body with our breath. And then reaching your fingers out over those left toes, bringing your arm down on top of your left leg, sweeping your right arm across your body, reaching those right fingers to that opposite wall, extended side angle here. See if you can really push that right side of your body up towards the ceiling to get a deeper stretch. You can stay here or you can flip your right palm and wrap your right hand behind your back and look up for more of a twist here. You're going to release your right hand. Come back up through your warrior two. You're going to pivot your left leg so both feet are facing that long edge of the mat. You're going to jump or heel toe into your legs together into mountain pose. Find a nice strong mountain pose here. You're going to lift your right leg up, bending your knee into stork pose. If you can, once you find your balance, lift your arms up towards the sky. Hold here just for a few breath cycles, finding your balance. Stretching into this, stretching the crown of your head up towards the ceiling, stretching your fingers. And then bring the sole of your right foot to the inside of your left leg and let your knee come out to the side for tree pose. You can always kickstand your foot by your ankle. You can have it by your calf. You can bring it all the way up into your inner thigh. The only place you don't want your foot is right on the side of your knee. So wherever you're at, the tree pose. Find your balance. You can sweep your hands down to your hips. You can release that right leg. You can shake out your legs just a little bit. Release some of that energy that's built up. And then from here, you're going to turn to face the short edge of your mat with your feet together. You're going to step your right leg back into warrior one. So your right leg is going to step back about 3/4 of the way. Your hips are facing towards the short edge of your mat. Your front knee is bent. Your back leg is straight. Make sure your stance is short enough that your back heel can touch the ground. Taking a nice big deep breath in, raise your arms up to the sky. You can even begin to pull your hips back and bring your arms forward just a little bit. Warrior one. Hold here just for a few breath cycles. And bringing your hands to your hips, you're going to step your right foot forward. And you're going to bring your feet together. You're going to come into your chair pose. So your legs are pressing together and you're sitting back so that your knees are over your ankles. You're sitting back and you're pausing as almost as if you're sitting in a chair that's not there. Your hands can come to heart center. You can really find your strength from pressing your legs together. You can also bring your hands up, your arms up by your ears. And you're gonna feel a bit of shake maybe, and that's okay. You are all very strong, very capable, and hold this for just a few more breath cycles. And then come back up. Bring your hands to heart center. Pause just for a moment. And we're going to switch sides. So face the long edge of your mat again. Step your feet out wide. Nice big deep breath in. Arms come straight out to the side. As you breathe out, fingers up towards the ceiling. Squat down, wide squat. Breathing in, open your hands, come back up. And as you breathe out, squat back down. Breathing in, come back up. Point your right toes towards the short edge of your mat. Adjust your stance for warrior two on this side. If you look down at your feet, they should be making an elongated T. Your arms are out to the side. Your gaze is out over your right hand. Crown of the head is up towards the ceiling. Pause here. Some deep breath cycles as you find your way into warrior two on this side. Stretch your right fingers out over those right toes. Bring your right arm down on top of that right knee, right leg, and then sweep your left arm across your body and really reach your left fingers towards that opposite wall. And then see if you can pull your left side body up towards the ceiling to open up just a little bit more. If you'd like, you can flip your left palm, wrap your left arm around your back and twist, gazing up towards the ceiling, pulling back with that left shoulder. Using your breath, releasing your left arm back through your warrior two, straightening your right leg, pivoting your right toes. They're both toes are facing the long edge of your mat. You're going to heel toe or hop your legs together for mountain pose. So press your legs together. I'm actually going to turn this way. You're going to lift your left leg up this time, knee bent for stork pose. And when you find your balance on this side, you can raise your hands up towards the sky, or you can keep them at heart center, your choice. Just a few breath cycles here, really stretching out your stork. You're reaching for the sky. And then when you're ready, bringing the sole of your left foot to the inside of your right leg, letting that left knee come out to the side, choosing where you would like your foot placement to be. Just make sure it's not on the outside or just on the inside of your knee. And wherever you're at with your foot placement, by pushing your foot into your leg and your leg into your foot, you're going to have a lot more strength and balance. A few more breath cycles. Bring your hands to heart center. Release your left foot down. You can shake it out if you like. You're gonna, from the top of your mat, you're gonna step your left foot back for warrior two on this side. So your right toes are pointing towards the top edge of your mat, short edge of your mat. Your back leg is straight. Your heel is on the ground. Your front leg is bent. You find a nice, solid warrior two stance or warrior one stance. Hips are pointing forward towards that front knee. You can breathe in and bring your arms up towards the ceiling. You can pull your hips back, bring your belly towards your spine. A little bit more engaged, warrior one. Hold here for a few breath cycles. Find your strength. Hands to heart center. Step your left foot forward to meet your right. Bring your legs together. Really push your legs into each other. Bend your knees. Bring your bottom straight back towards the back of the room, coming into chair pose. Your back should be straight. Your hips should be pulling back and down. Your knees should be over your ankles. Pressing your legs together. Hands at heart center or extended. Whatever feels available. A few more breath cycles. You're going to release your hands to the mat. You're going to come all the way down onto your bottom. Just kidding, I lied. You're going to actually come into a downward dog. I didn't flow you into that very well because I forgot what I was doing. But you're going to actually come into a downward dog. So what you're going to do is, I'm going to have you step to the top of your mat. Bring your arms up as you breathe in. As you breathe out, fold forward. Plant your hands down to the mat and then step both your feet back and bring your bottom up and back for downward facing dog. So your bottom, your hips are really lifting up and back, which straightens out your back, releasing the crown of your head towards the mat. The heels can be off the ground. The knees can be slightly bent. You're going to lift your right leg straight back behind you. You can hold here, pull those toes towards the back of the room, or you can open your hip up towards the ceiling. Or you can just stay in downward dog. Bring that right leg back down. Switch sides. Your left, didn't tuck my shirt in. Your left leg comes straight out behind you. Again, your choice. You can open that left hip up toward the ceiling, or you can just stay in any of the previous versions. Your left leg back down. You're going to come down onto your knees, and then you're going to come all the way down onto your belly. You're going to bring your hands just underneath your shoulders or your armpits. You're going to take a nice deep breath. You're going to push up into Cobra. So you can go as far as you'd like with Cobra. But what you want to do is you really want to stretch your nose out towards that wall in front of you so that you get a nice curve in your back. You want to push the tops of your legs into the mat, but you can always come down here to your forearms if you feel any pinching in your low back. So just go up as high as feels available, but really pushing your thighs into the mat is going to release that lower back. Bring your shoulders back and down. And then release back down to the mat. Push yourself up into your tabletop position. Bring your big toes together. Open your knees out wide. Push your bottom towards your heels. Walk your hands out in front of you. Bring your forehead to the mat. Release your belly towards the mat, really using that space in between your legs to let your belly just release. And here we are in child's pose. Just take some nice deep breaths in and out here in child's pose. Begin to walk your hands back towards your legs, sitting up, coming onto your bottom. You're going to face the long edge of your mat. You're going to bring your feet together, let your knees come out to the side. Sitting up nice and tall, clasp your hands together, bring them to the tops of your feet. And this might be all that you need here for a forward fold. If you want a little bit deeper stretch, you can begin to pull your chest. So bend your elbows, pull your chest towards your feet, looking forward. Perhaps feeling a stretch on your inner thighs, your outer thighs, your low back. And using your breath just to open and allow. And slowly coming back up, we're going to do a little bit of core work. So we're going to come into our seated boat pose. You have a couple options here. You can keep your feet flat on the ground, your knees bent, and you can just lean back with your hands kind of, or your fingers kind of pointing just to the outside of your knees or straight by your legs. You can come up onto your heels. So just let your heels touch the ground. You can play around with picking one foot up and putting it down, and then picking the other foot up and putting it down, making sure that your belly button is pulled in towards your spine, or you can balance on your sacrum, your tailbone, and bring both feet up for boat pose, bringing that belly button towards your spine. Any of these is going to give you a really nice ab strengthening. So wherever you're at, we're going to hold for a few more breath cycles. Really working that core, coming in and out of it if you need to. Again, there's no way to do boat pose that doesn't work your ass. Let's do 2 more full breath cycles. You can do it. You can come up to seated, come all the way up, hug your knees into your chest, rock back onto your spine, hugging your knees into your chest. You can rock back and forth. Releasing your feet to the mat. Knees are still bent. The counter pose for seated boat is our bridge pose. And so you're going to tuck your shoulder blades underneath you. Walk your heels towards your fingers and your fingers towards your heels. They don't have to touch. And they probably won't. You get a nice compact kind of spine here. And then you're going to lift your hips up off the ground as high as they'll go. Pausing here for a moment, you can clasp your hands if you want a little bit more of a chest opener. Clasp your hands underneath your hips. Nice big deep breaths in. Letting that blood flow back into your heart, all your vital organs. Really a nourishing and rejuvenating pose. And releasing your hands if they're clasped. Releasing your hips down to the mat. Straightening your left leg out in front of you, hugging your right knee into your chest. You can kind of rock it a little bit if you need to. And then when you're ready, slowly guide that right knee across your left hip, keeping both shoulder blades on the ground. Now that right knee is probably not going to touch on the other side, and that's okay. The goal of this twist is to keep your shoulder blades on the ground. You want to twist just enough that you can keep that right shoulder blade on the ground. Use your breath to deepen anywhere that you can. And bring your right knee back up. Realign your hips. Straighten your right leg out in front of you. Hug your left knee in towards your chest. You can rock it back and forth if you like. And then when you're ready, gently guide that left knee across the right hip. Both shoulder blades stay on the ground. Breathe into the twist. And bring that left leg back up. Realign your hips. We're going to prepare for Shavasana. So there's several different options you can do for Shavasana. If you have any low back issues, I suggest keeping your feet on the floor and bending your knees. This is going to be the most supportive for your low back. If you want a little bit of a hip opener, you can bring the soles of your feet together and let your knees fall out to the side. You can stretch your feet straight out in front of you for traditional Shavasana. Our arms come down to your sides. Tuck your shoulder blades under. Your palms can be face down. This will give you more calm, grounding energy. And if you flip your palms up, you're going to get more upregulating energy. So just depending on what you need tonight, choose your palm placement. We're going to take a nice big deep breath in. And as you breathe out, close your eyes and settle in. Nice big deep breath in. And as you breathe out, sink just a little bit deeper into your mat. Another deep breath in. Breathing out, tune out anything in the external world. Bringing your focus within. Return your breath to its natural breathing pattern. And imagine a ball of colored light right in your chest, right in the center of your chest. Notice what color it is. See any color you see Notice the fist-sized ball of light, the center of your chest. And as you breathe in, that ball of light expands throughout your chest. And as you breathe out, you got to share that light with the world. Breathing in, that ball of light expands, filling up your heart space. And as you breathe out, you get to share all that love and nourishment with the world. Continue breathing in and expanding your light. And then as you breathe out, releasing it into the world. If there's anybody who feel needs a little bit extra love, or any area of the world, or even the earth itself, go ahead and send, as you breathe out, that light, that love out to those places, those people. We'll be here for a few moments on our own, just breathing in, expanding our light, and breathing out, sharing it with others. I'll let you know when the time is up, so please just enjoy your Shavasana. you're not ready to come out of Shavasana, you can stay right where you are. And if you are ready to come out, you can go ahead and release any imagery following. Return your breath to its natural breathing pattern and begin to welcome any sort of movement into your body, just intuitively. Maybe starting with your feet and your hands, maybe moving your knees, maybe arching your back slightly, lifting your hands above your head. Just ever feels like you can detach from this pose. And then when you're ready, rolling over onto one side and pausing just briefly for a moment to let that blood flow back through your heart and your brain before you sit up again. Allowing yourself a little bit of time here, staying on your side before you sit up. And when you're ready, you can gently push yourself up to seated, but no need to rush it. We'll go ahead and end our session for today. So in yoga, namaste is a greeting. It's also a way to express gratitude and to express oneness. At the end of my class, I always say namaste. The light in me is a direct reflection of the light in all of you. I am very grateful for all of you. Namaste. Thank you all. Let me know if you need anything. Thursday will be Nidra in the Zoom room.